In this video, I'm going to teach you my best tips on the best move in all of card magic. I'm going to be giving you the real tips, my key secrets to allow me to do this move and absolutely blow minds. This is the best and most versatile move that you can do in all of card magic. Let's take a look at one of the insane tricks you can do once you learn this move. Everyone, come grab some cards. We're going to mix.
Everyone?
Everyone.
So what,
just whatever.
Just one or what?
No, just mix.
How many?
It doesn't matter. Just mix them up. I just want them to be shuffled.
We're
Okay.
making a mess here.
That's the idea.
Okay, you don't gonna see this.
Yeah, go behind your back. Everything. You want to help me on this one?
It's too thick.
You want to help me on this one?
Okay, you're not gonna see this shit. Okay?
Yeah. All right, and when everyone's good, just throw them back here.
Wait, I didn't mix.
You need a nice pile this time, so.
You're not gonna
Yeah, they're too messy right now.
see. You don't know what I'm
Hurry.
doing.
How's it going there, man? Good? Thank you, buddy. All right, do I have all the cards? Feels like it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man.
All right, I'll stand up for this. Here's what I want you to do, okay?
Yeah.
Just call stop whenever you want.
Okay, stop.
Right there. Look at that card, remember it. Everyone
Okay.
see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camera? I won't look. Camera?
Yeah.
Close it in, shuffle again. So there's no way I can know. You mix it behind your back. I don't want to see.
All right.
Chocolate.
I don't.
Well, you have a microphone here.
Yeah, this just picks up the audio, but no, it's just for the camera. So that sounds better.
Cheating. I don't know.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to figure out your card. I'm gonna try to read you. Okay, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to use. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Diego, don't let him read you.
Here's what I'm gonna try. Yeah, stay straight face, no giveaways, nothing.
I have to see the car.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go through them like that. You don't say anything, nothing. Okay? I just want you to look for your card, but don't give anything away. All right? All right. Okay.
No.
Okay. I don't think it's any of these. No.
No. Sí, he metido, pero... Pero, ay, no,
Okay. We're getting closer, I think. Interesting. Okay. All right. Here's what I know. I limited this to one of 26 cards. You're tough to read. I know I've limited 26 cards, so I know it's one of 26. That's all I know right now, but I have a backup plan. This is what I do when things go wrong. It's called the unshuffle. Okay, watch. The unshuffle. I mix them like this, and I unshuffle them. Watch. Just like that. I know it didn't look like much, but look, take those. It actually shuffles them into all of the red cards and all of the black cards in one action.
You did that.
Crazy, right?
No.
Now look. I don't know which one of these is your cards, right? Either. Here, hold on to those for me. Here's what we're gonna do. You have all the blacks.
Yeah.
All the reds. You still know your card. Everyone, we know where.
No.
Now,
They see my car.
like I said,
Yeah, we do.
I don't know which one of these reds it is, but it might be actually. No, I'm thinking it's a black card. I think it's a black card, isn't it? Okay, yeah, don't. Well, I'll be honest. Here's what I'll tell you.
You tell me.
Here's what I'll tell you. Watch. Here's what I'll tell you. Yeah, it's fine.
Tough crowd.
No, it's okay. I'll be honest. I don't know what your card is, but watch what I can do. Tell me your card. I won't touch any of the cards anymore. Just say it out loud. What is it?
7 hard black.
Spade. So that's called the spade. Okay.
Say.
Watch. It's in there, right? I take it. You saw it in there. Did you see it in there?
Yeah.
Okay, watch. Do you see it? It's in my hands right now.
No me jodas, ¿me entiendes? No puede ser. ¿Dónde está? Where? No. No me jodas.
You are
We got lots more. We can keep going.
I'm out of here. I'm scared now.
No, we haven't even scratched the surface. What is good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to another video. Today we got another tutorial revisited. These are my 2024 updated tips on the Cull. I taught the Cull a long time ago here on the channel. It's one of the most popular videos on the channel, but now with the better equipment, more knowledge, and a lot more time performing the Cull in the real world, I have a bunch of new tips and subtleties that I now want to share with you guys and present to you with my philosophy on the Cull. Culling an entire deck of cards for effects like Triumph or unshuffling the colors like you saw in the intro is completely achievable by anyone, but the absolute best way, the ultimate way to learn the Cull is with some private lessons. This is the move that I teach the most in my private lessons. I've had dozens of people take lessons specifically to learn the Cull, and I have got each and every one of them proficient with the Cull. So if you would like to learn the Cull one-on-one where I can help you, check out private lessons at the link in the description. And if you'd like to learn some of the best mentalism here on YouTube, you can check out my mentalism membership, also linked in the description, or you can join up here. But let's not waste any more time and let's jump right in to the updated 2024 guide to the Cull. All right, guys, so let's get into some of my tips for the Cull. I have over 10 different key tips written down, so let's break down each and every single one of them. So the first thing I want to talk about is hand positioning with the Cull. So the first thing you want to do is with your left hand, you want to straddle the deck between the pinky and the index finger. Then you're going to let your ring finger and your middle finger be on that right side of the deck. This is assuming you're right-handed. Now those fingers play a very key role. They allow the cards to spread, and they're your feelers. They're feeling each card under the deck, and you should be able to get sort of a connection between your eyes and your fingers, and you should be able to say, okay, the card that I'm feeling is this card right here. And you should be able to connect which card you see with which card you feel. Now the thumb of your left hand plays a very, very important role. It's going to be doing the spreading. And the thing that's key, if you want to be able to do a Cull, you have to be able to spread cards. So we're going to start talking about how to spread cards in a second. Now the right hand, when the spreading begins, the thumb is going to come over top and you're going to place the cards kind of in this crotch of the thumb. Now as this thumb takes it, the pinky of the right hand is also going to be at the bottom of the packet. These pinkies are going to allow you to support the cards from the bottom and keep everything aligned. When you're doing the Cull, it's okay to have a little bit of a curve in your spread. You don't have to be perfectly straight, and frankly it's a bit more natural if you have a bit of a curve. But each time you curve, you kind of want to come back to straight. You see how I come back and I straighten things up, and then I curve again and I straighten things up. Underneath, there's a lot going on. So first of all, these fingers are completely outstretched, and this hand comes and kind of caresses these fingers. Now as you begin to spread, they pull apart like this, and it comes and it sort of caresses, and it does like this sort of accordion thing. Now from the top view, when you're spreading cards, you're going to be using this left thumb to push off cards. On the right hand, this hand is going to be pulling cards and accepting them like sort of an accordion. And the goal is to find the perfect balance between these. As you're pulling cards away, if you didn't spread with this thumb, you're not going to get enough cards and the spread's going to fall. Likewise, if you're only spreading with this thumb, this is what causes people to have very tight, narrow, and not clean looking spread. You have to move both hands away from each other as you do this, with the main movement coming from the right hand pulling away. Now underneath, when you spread, stuff is going on as well. Your right hand fingers, these three, because remember, the fingers in play underneath the deck are these five. These three on the right hand, because you have the thumb on the top and the pinky on the bottom, so you have these three. And then here you have index on top, pinky on the bottom, and these two fingers at the bottom here. So watch as I spread. You can see what's happening here. I'm using these fingers of the right hand to kind of collect the cards as I spread. And that's what allows me to spread with some decent speed. And you can see all of this happening underneath. My hands are doing the work. Now, these fingers are going to be extremely important when it actually comes to the action of the Cull. So that is the general hand position. A straddle grip here with this sort of caressing hand. You put the deck in the crotch of the thumb with the pinkies at the bottom, and the pinkies stay at the bottom while you begin this spread. So before you attempt a Cull, you should begin by just getting comfortable spreading a deck of cards with a decently wide spread. It doesn't have to be, you know, some crazy big spread, but it just needs to be, you know, a decent little spread. Now again, don't fall asleep with your thumbs on the top of the deck. As the left thumb is pushing, the right thumb is opening and collecting these cards. You can see it slightly lifts off the deck as it moves back. Watch this right thumb here. It's doing work as well. Now that we've talked about spreading, let's talk about some of the important things when it comes down to the actual cull itself. The first key thing is going to be your eye placement. Believe it or not, your eye placement is important. If you were to spread a deck of cards, and you can do this right now with your deck, where are you looking? You're probably looking, and if you could even look at my deck, where are you looking? If I just spread, name the first card that you look at when I come into view. I'm gonna guess it's probably one of these 5. The ace, the 5, the 7, or one of these 8s. It probably was. And it is one of those cards in the middle. That's where we look. If you think about when a spectator picks a card, they always almost go for the middle. These packet of cards here, and that's one of the reasons the classic force works so well. It's the same idea with our eyes. And this is a concept that I've used in my auto index, which is a instant way to get any card under control without the spectator knowing. You can go watch the tutorial for that up there, but it's your eye placement. The concept is if the spectators are looking here at the middle, like most of us tend to do, well, if we just start looking up here by this left thumb at the cards that are instantly getting spread, we're gonna have a split second where we see the card before they do. And that is key for the cull. It does a couple of things. One, it allows us to spot their card early on and give us a lot of time to adjust our hands to get ready to cull that card instantly without any delay. What it also does is if we see the card and we can actually hide it and get it culled before they see it. Now this is even more deceptive. Imagine you're doing a routine where you tell them to name a card and now you're pretending to go through and say, well look, you can see all these cards are mixed up, but you steal out their card and get it culled and they never even saw it. It's much more deceptive than if you're going through and they see this king of clubs. Okay, I mean, maybe they don't know that anything happened to it, but the fact that they saw it, now they assume, well, maybe you could have seen it and done something to it. So your eye position, you should be looking all the way by this left thumb and trying to spot the cards the second they come into view. The second they come into view over here, that's where you should be looking to identify the cards that you are looking for. Now, when you go to execute a cull, the first thing you're going to do is identify the card. So I see the 3 of hearts. Once the 3 of hearts is spotted, this is where you can do this drill that I like to teach people a lot when I'm doing private lessons. You want to separate the hands at that card. So let's go back to our 3 of hearts example. So if I want to call the 3 of hearts, okay, I've spotted it all the way up here, and now lift your hands and separate. Your hands will automatically be in the proper position for a cull if you can separate and lift at this position and act as if these were 2 individual packets. So that means that these fingers have to be just touching the card right above the selection. If they weren't touching it, it's this card right here. If they weren't touching it, well then when you pull away, it's not going to be separated and it's likely going to fall. Likewise, this top thumb should just be touching the selection. And if you do that right, you can get in a position where you can separate right at these 2. This is a good way to practice the cull. Separate at the card of interest, physically separate, then come back together and execute the cull. This is gonna train your hands to be in this position where you're holding the deck, you're holding on by the thumb and the fingers back here. Now when you come back, the first thing you should be doing is aligning these 2 cards on top of each other. If you've ever learned the convincing control, think about how easy the convincing control is. Once the cards are aligned, you have all the time in the world to pull this card out from underneath, right? We don't want to see the vanishing card, right? We don't want to see the vanishing card. We want to see the cards close, and now I can hold this point. And that's what's beautiful about this philosophy with the cull. You can now hold this as long as you want. You can pause here, take your time. Their card's out of view. So in their mind, there's no way you could gain control of it. But that whole time, you can easily, slowly cull their card out and get it in your control. Let's say I want to cull this 6 of hearts here. This is the position I need to be in. Now, when I come back together, I'm going to align the 2 of hearts with the 6 of hearts. And mainly what you want to focus on is that 2 of hearts going underneath this left thumb. Once that's done, you now have leverage to start to retract that 6 of hearts underneath that's been aligned with the 2 of hearts. If the 2 of hearts is not underneath this thumb and I begin to cull, the whole spread is going to close. So you need to get some leverage and put the 2 of hearts underneath that thumb, which will then allow you to have the leverage to just pull that 6 of hearts. So that's what's happening on top. The card right above the selection is covering it and sliding under that left thumb to allow you to get leverage to now do the work underneath. So the work underneath, you're gonna be pulling with these 3 fingers. Now I use all 3 to kind of help me out, and you're gonna just start pulling that card all the way back until it clears the card below it, okay? It's gonna clear the card below, and you'll feel it. You'll feel the moment where a little bit of tension is released and it's been culled out. Now, one of the biggest problems people have with the cull is they'll do like a half cull. They'll pull it somewhere to here, and even they'll move their hand and they'll get it cleared and they'll continue spreading, but you have all this distance to keep pulling it over. Pull it over all the way. That's really important, especially when you're going to cull multiple cards. Having it deep in this hand will be very beneficial to allow you to distinguish between when you want to cull a card and when you want to just spread it back normally, and now you have all these cards that you can cull. So now that I've kind of talked about what the hands are doing, I want to show you a slow motion of the cull so you can watch what my hands are doing from both angles. Just in case you have any other little questions about hand positioning that maybe I didn't touch on, you can go back and watch this moment. So here's what's happening underneath when I want to cull a card. So here's the spread, and now here's the cull. You see the alignment, and you see me pull it out. Again, you see there's the alignment, and I pull it out. Let's do it again. Watch for the alignment here. Align, and then I pull. Watch how the fingers, they go in and they pull this card all the way over. It's aligned here with the card above. It's pulled all the way. From the top, you can see the alignment and the cull. And you don't see much going on, but that's, you know, what you should be striving for. So alignment and the cull. Now, angles are fairly important with the cull. There's two main ways you cull, and the most common is down here like this, where you're showing off a spread. So the key here is to make sure you're pointed down enough so that this card doesn't flash. Okay, as you're learning, when you cull, you're probably at first gonna drop the culled card very far down, so you can spread a lot of cards into here. And when you do that, you're gonna need to point down more to keep that hidden and out of view. As you get better, when I cull a card, this is how far I drop it down. Like you can see, there's barely anything, and I just spread in like this. Another tip that goes in line with this is when you close up the spread. I see a lot of people do this. They'll go through, they'll cull a selection, and then they'll go to close right away. Well, now you have this huge chunk of cards, and you have to drop this card down really far to get it to the top around that big chunk. And that is a lot more difficult to hide. No matter how much I come down, it's still flashing down there. And it looks bad. They might have a good cull, but then everyone just sees this happen, right? So a key is to just keep spreading a little bit. So I have the card culled, and I'm just gonna keep spreading a bit, and now this packet is a whole lot thinner, and I can keep this really tight to the spread and just close up everything. And if you do that, everything is now much more hidden. The other way that you might cull is up here like this, when you're kind of turning to the audience and showing them. In this case, you have a lot better angles in terms of tilt. It doesn't really matter how you have the cards tilted as much, and this is good for a big group where they're standing kind of over here, or if you have some people low down who are maybe sitting, it can be often beneficial to execute your cull over this way. Now the next few tips have to do with your rhythm. So of course when we have our rhythm and we're doing the cull, we want it to be natural. We want to really slow down. And from my original cull video, which you can go check out here to learn my original deep dive tutorial on the cull, there are a lot of great tips in there that I'm not going to be talking about again in this video. But the main message of that video was slow down your cull, and I am still a huge proponent of that. So let's say I wanted to cull the 4 aces. Instead of going through and seeing ace number 1 and doing a cull, and then ace number 2 and doing a cull, and just going like supersonic speed going through and culling those 4 aces, what you could do instead is break it up. Make it seem a bit more natural, slow things down, and break up moments in the cull. The slower you are, when you get to a card that you want to cull, if you have to slow down because you're not as comfortable, that's going to be a lot less noticeable than you spreading really fast and then having to stop and execute your cull like that. If you're a bit slower like this, as you're spreading through, now when you see your card of interest, getting into a cull is going to be a lot easier. So if I was going to cull the aces, this is how I might actually do it. I might go through and I'll see that first ace and I'll cull it quickly. But then I'll keep going. I'll say, look, you know, what was the card you named again or something? And I'll even stop right here with that ace on the face. My hands are kind of moving. I'm not really drawing attention to it. I'll ask them a question, and now I can come back and place it right into a cull, the second card. Now I'll keep going, and I can kind of slow down, pause a little bit, and you can say, look, these cards are really all mixed up, completely shuffled, each one. And now I can kind of do some stuff like this where I'm doing pieces at a time, and it's gonna allow the, you know, everything to look a lot more natural as I put each ace into that culled position, and I can control each of them to the top. So slow down, be natural. That's what that original video, you know, the main message is. Slow down and really be natural with it. Even make eye contact with them and you know, get their attention up while you're performing your cull. Now guys, one of the absolute best things that you can do with the cull is culling multiple cards. Culling multiple cards is absolutely one of the best things that you can do. You can do so many killer effects, triumphs, getting 4 of a kinds. It is the most versatile move. In next week's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys a whole bunch of different controls you can do with the cull, but you can do forces. I've taught my absolute favorite force you can go check out here. It's my handling of the spread force you can do with the cull. It looks like this. So let's say I wanted to force the 6 of spades, and they can really, you know, touch anyone. They could touch this card, they could touch, let's say they touch this card right here, I could show them that they stopped on exactly the 6 of spades. So that is the spread force. You can go learn that up here, but the cull is so versatile. But the absolute best thing you can do with the cull is culling multiple cards. This is something that is absolutely incredible, and when you can get to a point where you can cull the entire deck, it's absolutely killer. Because look, we have this deck, right? I've been using this deck the entire video. It's well shuffled. I mean, we can go through and you can see that all these cards are mixed up. You know, you got red cards, black cards, you got all the suits mixed up. And that's just the thing, right? Like I'm saying, the cull is one of the most versatile moves that you can do, because when you can go through a deck, a shuffled deck like this, and really do anything that you want to do, you know, it's just really, really killer. Right, I just showed you the deck there. That was what, maybe 10 seconds. I know you guys aren't going to believe this, but look, I have completely separated all of the reds and the blacks, just like that. Seriously, look, all of the reds and all of the blacks in an instant, no cuts, just like that. Now, if you guys want to learn how to do that, how to be able to cull an entire deck of cards, I wish I could teach you through a video, but there's just too many nuances and too many person-specific things. The cull is one of those things that is extremely person-specific. So if you would like to master the cull directly from me with one-on-one help, you can go sign up for a private lesson at the link in the description. You can get one-on-one help from me. Like I said, the cull is the thing I teach the most in private lessons. I've gotten dozens of clients to master the cull. If you guys are interested, I have a couple of deals right now where you can get some free lessons and that sort of thing. So go check out my website. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email, rf.sleights@gmail.com, and let's schedule some lessons. Also, I have been thinking for quite a long time of hosting a live cull course. This would be a 4-week course where it's a deep dive into the cull. It's live sessions. We have a course with everyone there who's signed up. If that sounds like something you guys would be interested in, let me know. If I have enough people who sound like they're interested, I will host one of these courses. It'll be 4 weeks live, an hour or so session each week, and it will be significantly cheaper than going and buying 4 private lessons. So if you guys are seriously interested in that, please let me know in the comments below, and this is something that I can consider organizing. Now, if you guys would like to learn an incredible card trick that you can do and practice your cull with, it's an amazing trick because it actually allows you to practice the cull while performing incredible magic. Go check out this video right here where I taught an amazing trick you can do with the cull. All right, guys, that is it for me for this video. I hope these 2024 updated cull tips were helpful. I have so many more tips that I can help you guys out with a private lesson, link in the description, but I've learned so much about the cull and how to teach the cull from teaching you guys. It's one thing to do it yourself, but to be able to teach other people, I think is where you really start to understand all aspects of the move and become more of a master in it of sorts. So if you guys would like to check out the best mentalism content here on YouTube, go check out my mentalism membership at the link in the description. And with all that said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.